Hello and welcome to the Crochet Business School podcast. I'm Kelly Thomas, the Crochet Profit Queen, and I'm going to show you how you can make a living from your crochet while avoiding the burnout and being able to make what you want and when you want. Have you signed up to the Crochet Business School newsletter yet? Don't forget to do that now at crochetbusinessschool.com/subscribe and get tips and free resources straight to your inbox. Automating your crochet business. So this is where you set things up so that you don't have to do anything live. You schedule things in advance, press go, and things publish and sell themselves. That might sound like a bit of a pipe dream, but it's absolutely possible, and I am the biggest fan of automation. If I can schedule something and press a button and just say go at this scheduled time, that's what I'm doing. If I can set up something to sell automatically, so I don't have to get involved in the marketing other than the initial setup, I'm doing it. Why? Because it makes life so much easier. It frees up so much time, and I don't have to spend so much time on social media and selling. I don't particularly like doing that, so being able to automate things suits me down to the ground. So what kind of things am I talking about here? Well, automation is simply where you put your content, put your products into some sort of software, or you set it up so that it gets found in search results. So it just does itself. So I automate my social media. For ages, I was trying to be more spontaneous with it because the platforms prefer that. But it just ended up that I wasn't posting, which is no good. So I've now got a social media scheduler and my posts are going out automatically. I just load them all in, tell them what times I want it to post, and it goes and does it. It's brilliant. I only have to spend a couple of hours a week sorting that out, and it all goes out. It's so freeing. It's great. It means I can go about my business and do other things, knowing that my social media is taken care of. All I've got to do is come back, answer questions, reply to comments, job done. Love it. I automate my Pinterest. Pinterest is one of the biggest sources of traffic I have to my website and to my products. But I'm not pinning every day. I load my pins into Tailwind. I put them in there once a month, schedule everything in, and Tailwind puts them onto Pinterest for me. It's brilliant. I only have to spend one day a month sorting this out. This podcast. I record my podcast in advance. I can spend one day recording, editing, and scheduling these podcasts to go out for the entire week or more. And then I just schedule them in. Batching this way and getting everything into schedulers, it frees up my time. It means I only have to think about things maybe a week, even a month in advance. I can get into that one subject and plan it out so I've got a strategy, schedule it all in, and I can just sit back and relax. I don't have to think every morning, have I got my social media sorted for today? Are all my pins going out today? Do I have a podcast episode I need to schedule in for today? I don't need to worry about all that. It's all done in advance. And it's actually really freeing that I can spend just a day focusing on that one thing at a time, and then it's all sorted for a week or a month ahead of time. It's a load off my mind, and it means I don't have to flip between different things in a day and kind of get my brain switching between tasks. That's not really efficient for my way of thinking. And having to switch over to so many different things, my mind wanders. I end up scrolling on Facebook or thinking, what can I do around the house? Being able to sit and focus on one subject for one day suits my brain. And so having these automations in place, it makes my business work. My patterns sell automatically because I've got them on the selling sites. So I use Ravelry, Etsy, and Lovecrafts, and they sell through SEO. People find me in search results. I'm not that sat there promoting them on social media every day, but my social media goes out, but that's not my chief source of traffic. Most people find my patterns through search results, which means SEO, search engine optimization. I make sure I set up my listings so that gets me into search results, and people find me through the automation of searches. It's brilliant. I can sell automatically while I sleep and I don't have to be involved. It frees up my time so I can do other things. Having automations can grow your business, and it frees up your time so you can grow your business even more. These things will not replace an income overnight. You are not going to, or using automations, you are not going overnight to make a ton of money. It takes time to build that up. But automations give you that time to do that building. Are these things free? Mostly not, no. There is a free version of Tailwind, so you can try it out, and you get a certain number of pins free each month. So you can definitely take advantage of the free program. I'll put a link in the show notes to that so you can try it out for yourself. But if you're using Pinterest, I highly recommend Tailwind. It's an absolute lifesaver. I couldn't use Pinterest without it. I did try once, and it was a disaster. As soon as I stopped trying to use Pinterest native scheduler and a spreadsheet, and went into Tailwind, it grew things massively very quickly. So these schedulers can very much be worth it. But it all depends on what you have time for. If you're building your business part-time, you need some automated processes because you're just not going to have time to do it yourself. If you are already in your business full-time, if you have that luxury of time, then you might not need these automations. You might have the time to do it yourself. But if you are struggling full-time in your crochet business, these automations are absolutely a godsend, to be perfectly honest. There are all kinds of programs you can use for this. So social media schedulers, there's loads of them. I'm using MeetEdgar, but there's also Recurpost, Lately, Plannerly, I think is another one. Socialbee, there's loads. You've got so much choice, but it depends on what features you want that work for you. So it's definitely worth a shop around. And most of these do have a free program or a free trial so that you can give them a go and see if they work for you. Things like newsletters, you can schedule those way in advance, and you can automate them going out to new subscribers so that they get a whole sequence of emails that you write and schedule in advance. And once they sign up to your newsletter list, these go out automatically. It's great. You don't have to do anything manually yourself. Batching ahead for podcasts. I mean, how did you come across this? It might have been through my newsletter, which was written in advance. You might have come across it on social media, which I schedule in advance. You might have come through it from Pinterest, a pin that was scheduled in advance. These things all can be done in advance to free up your time. So I have batching days, and today, the day I'm recording this is a podcast day. I am recording 3 episodes today at minimum. I've recorded one for my members-only podcast at the Hookers Academy, and I'm recording at least 2 for Crochet Business School. And once I've finished, I'll get them all edited, I'll get them all loaded up, I will get the social media posts written, the newsletters written, and all this will be done in one day. Because today is my podcast day, and it's done for the week. If I have time, I might do another 1 or 2, and then I can get ahead, which gives me even more freedom of time because it means I can take time off knowing I have episodes in the bag for when I just need a break. Scheduling and automating gives you the freedom to go and do what you want. And most people start their own businesses because they want to be able to have more flexibility in their lives, have more flexibility to be able to take a few days off when you want to spend a few days with the kids when they're on the school holidays. And having these automations and these schedules in place allows you to do that. So if you can, I would highly recommend it. If you're going to use them on a regular basis and you're going to use them a lot, you do have to go onto the paid plans. But if you're finding it difficult to keep up with a schedule, then these things can pay for themselves, because the thing about social media and Google, they like consistency. They like you to post regularly. They like to know what you're going to do. And that means that they show your content to more people. And that raises your awareness of your brand to others as well. And that can bring in more sales. So, yes, you have to pay, but at the same time, they can pay their way by making sure that you are consistent in appearing to your audience. There is a lot to think about with these, and you have a lot of options. You can pretty much schedule and automate everything apart from the actual crocheting. It just depends on what is the priority for you. So it's something to definitely have a think about. So if you're struggling to be consistent with anything because you're struggling to find the time, finding a way to batch and schedule the content solves that problem. And it can be really, really well worth that cost. So in the show notes, I've linked some of the programs I use and why. Because, there are so many options out there. Having a place to start and researching them can just give you a place to start looking into it. So take a look at some of them and see if they might suit you. And any questions, please do come to the Facebook group and ask. The link to that is in the show notes as well. So thank you for listening in, and I shall speak to you next time for the next episode. Bye for now.